What a do, fellers. As of the making of this video, we're currently less than a month away from the game's release. The hype is rampant because it is essentially a new game for many people. But should you play Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition? Yes. But there is a caveat. I've seen a couple videos floating around about what makes X different from the numbered games, but the topic doesn't nearly get enough attention as I think it should. That's why I want to contribute to that conversation with this video. You see, a couple years ago, after I played and loved Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2, I decided to dust off my Wii U and play Xenoblade Chronicles X. But due to some misguided expectations, I didn't actually have that great of a time with it. This is because of two big pitfalls that I unfortunately fell into, and that I want to caution other new fans about in this video. My intent is not to shit on this game, but rather point out some key differences that make it stand out from the numbered games. In fact, I'm pretty excited myself to give the game another go, with the right attitude this time. Without further ado, let's discuss the first thing that you should know about Xenoblade Chronicles X if you're expecting a similar experience to the numbered games. If you play Xenoblade games by following the main story and ignoring all the side content, you're gonna have a bad time. This is the main thing that prevented me from enjoying the game. It's not that the main story is horrible, but it's a far cry from the numbered games' main stories. The invasion of Colony 9, Prison Island, Mechonis Core, Elethra Ruins, the Land of Moritha, the Experiment, the Eclipse. These are all big, climactic, and high-octane events that you'll likely remember for the rest of your life. And from my experience with just the main story of X, the game is lacking anything to this caliber. Sure, there are some cool moments and even hype moments, but nothing that really stuck with me. I can't say whether the context of the side content improves the main story experience, but I can say that it's lackluster on its own. From what I've gathered, playing exclusively for the main story in the numbered games nets you about 70 to 80% of the enjoyment, while in X's case, that's more like 20 to 30% of the experience. The main story is not nearly as big of a draw in Xenoblade X, and you should therefore play the game to invest yourself into the planet Mira instead. Doing side quests and learning about the inhabitants of the planet and New LA is what this game really is about. Now, on to the next mistake that I made in my original playthrough, and that is rushing to get the Skell. Skells are basically the mechs that you've seen in the trailers. The Skells do play a big role in the game, but you have to play for a significant amount of time before you even get the ability to unlock Skells. And I'm not talking about a really long tutorial before the game gets started, like in, for example, Zelda Twilight Princess. From what I remember, it took me roughly 40 hours to even unlock Skells. And then I found out that you can't even fly with them right away, and my disappointment was immeasurable, and my day was ruined. The way exploration works in this game is sort of layered, like it's a Metroidvania. Layer 1 is ground exploration, Layer 2 is Skell exploration, and the final layer would be flight exploration. Getting the Skell and later on the ability to fly is basically like power-ups that unlock more of the map. If you rush to get to the flight exploration, which would be understandable because they show off how cool it is in the trailers, then you're depriving yourself of the majority of the exploration. Once you get the ability to fly, there's no going back to the prior layers. What I'm trying to convey here is that you should approach the game with a slower pace. Really invest yourself into the game and only move on to the next layer once you feel like you've had enough of the current content. That's about all the words of wisdom I have as someone who's already played the original and didn't really like it. But in hindsight, I can see that the real reason why I didn't like it is because of the things that I mentioned in this video. And if I can prevent even a single person from falling into the same pitfalls as me, then I'll be happy. Like I said before, I'm excited to give this game another go and play it the way it's supposed to. This version is fixing a lot of the issues that the original had, and is shaping up to be an even more definitive edition than the one for Xenoblade Chronicles. I haven't decided if I'm going to record myself playing through it, because I'm not sure it would be an interesting thing to watch. I knew I was going to lose my shit when playing through Xenoblade 3, so that's why I wanted to record those moments, but I'm not sure for X. Regardless, let me know what you think, and what you're hyped about experiencing in Xenoblade Chronicles X. Thanks for watching, fellas.